The final bell of the day echoed through Hawthorne Ridge High School, the sound ringing through every hallway like a release of tension. The students flooding out of classrooms, laughing, shouting, slamming lockers, and racing toward the exits, ready to escape into the afternoon sun. But in the middle of all that noise, there was one girl who didn't move. Elena Seagal, 17 years old, long dark hair down to her waist, quiet, kind, always keeping to herself. And today, she lingered in the hallway, waiting for her father to arrive early for once to pick her up because they had plans to go to the bookshop afterwards, something she had been looking forward to all week. She stood beside her locker, her backpack slung over one shoulder, her delicate fingers flipping through a physics notebook. A calm moment in the middle of chaos. But calm never lasts long when cruelty is walking the same hallway. Down the corridor came a group of 5 boys. Seniors, athletes, bullies who ruled the school like lions looking for prey. Dylan, Trent, Marco, Jax, and the worst of them, Cole Fletcher, the one who carried an aluminum baseball bat everywhere because he claimed it was school spirit. To most teachers, he was a charming, smiling future baseball star. But to students, he was a nightmare. His eyes locked on Elena, and the smirk that formed on his face was the beginning of everything that would soon go terribly wrong. "Yo, look who's still here," Cole said loudly, nudging Dylan and pointing at her. "The princess with the long hair. The one who thinks she's too good for everybody." Dylan snorted. "She always walks like she lives in a movie. Who's she trying to impress anyway?" Marco chimed in. "She ain't got friends. She's always alone. We should give her something to remember this school by." Cole grinned. A grin too sharp, too familiar, too dangerous. "Oh, I've got an idea. A real good one." Inch. Elena noticed them approaching, her heart tightening in her chest. She tried to walk away, tried to blend in with the stream of students heading toward the exit, but the boys spread out, blocking her path, trapping her in the middle of the hallway. Cole leaned against the locker inches from her face. Well, Elena Seagal, you in a hurry or something?" Elena swallowed hard, her voice soft but steady. "I'm just waiting for someone. Please let me pass. I don't want trouble." Trent laughed. "Oh, she doesn't want trouble. Too bad trouble wants her." Marco snatched her backpack from her shoulder, tossing it aside where it slid across the floor. "Oops." Butterfingers. Elena's breath hitched, fear rising, but she tried to stay calm. "Please just let me leave. I didn't do anything to you." Dylan stepped behind her, his voice ugly and low. "You don't need to do anything. We just don't like you. Simple as that." Cole nodded to Jax. "Bring the chair." Jax hurried down the hall, grabbed a plastic chair from a classroom, dragged it back, scraping loudly across the floor. Elena felt cold, her fingers trembling. Why are you doing this? Please stop." Cole shoved her shoulder. Not hard enough to injure, but hard enough to force her backward. "Sit down, princess." "No, please. Please, just let me go." Dylan stepped forward, baseball bat resting on his shoulder. "Sit down." Elena froze, the metal bat glinting under the hallway lights, fear flooding through her veins slowly with trembling legs. She sat, but it wasn't over. She knew that. They all knew that. Cole pulled a pair of scissors from his pocket. Real scissors, not school scissors, sharp ones. The entire hallway suddenly felt colder. Elena's eyes widened, tears forming. "Please don't. Not my hair. Please don't touch my hair." Cole smirked. "Why not? You think we care? You walk around with that long, perfect hair like you're better than every girl in this place. We'll fix that." Marco cracked his knuckles. "Hold her down." 2 boys grabbed Elena by the shoulders, pinning her to the chair. She gasped, her breath shaking, her tears spilling. "Stop. Please stop. Please don't do this. Dad, please. Someone, please help me." But most students passing by didn't dare intervene. They looked. They winced, but they walked faster because stopping Cole was impossible. Or so they thought. Cole grabbed a fistful of Elena's hair roughly, yanking her head back. She winced, tears slipping down her cheeks. No, please. Please, I didn't do anything. Please don't take my hair. Please." Cole leaned close, whispering in her ear. "You're not crying loud enough. Scream for me, princess." He placed the scissors at the base of her hair, right near her neck. Elena's throat tightened, her breath trembling, her voice cracking. "Stop. Please, I'm begging you. Dad, help me." He snipped. A lock of her long hair fell to the floor. Elena sobbed. A sound so broken, so desperate. It echoed across the hallway. Cole grabbed another handful. This is going to look so good on the floor. Maybe you'll thank me later. He brought the scissors closer. But then, before the blades closed, before another strand fell, a voice cut through the hallway. A voice that froze every muscle in every bully's body. Take your hands off my daughter now. The boys dropped the scissors, dropped Elena, dropped everything, and turned around, standing not 10 feet away. Silent, still, but radiating a cold fury that made the air change, was Steven Seagal. In the school hallway, in the flesh, his eyes fixed on the scissors, on the hair on the floor, on his daughter shaking in the chair, and then his eyes lifted to the boys. Pure, terrifying, quiet rage. Elena gasped, her sobs catching. Dad, Dad, they held me. They cut my hair. They threatened me with bats. Dad, please make them stop. Please. Steven stepped forward. His presence massive. Shadows stretching across the hallway tiles like a warning from another world. Cole tried to speak, but the stutter in his voice betrayed him. Mr. Seagal. Yes, sir. We were just messing around. Just a joke. We swear. Steven's voice was quiet. Deadly quiet. You call this a joke? You surround a girl. You pin her to a chair. You threaten her with weapons. You cut her hair. And you call it a joke. Dylan gripped the bat tighter. His voice small. We didn't hurt her. She's fine. We weren't really going to. Steven's eyes snapped to him. Dylan stopped breathing. Drop the bat. Dylan dropped it so fast it clattered loudly across the floor. Steven took another step. The boys backed away except Cole, who tried to maintain his fake confidence, but his trembling hands betrayed him. Mr. Seagal. Look, we didn't know she was your daughter. If we knew, we wouldn't have. Steven's voice rumbled. You shouldn't treat anyone this way. Not my daughter. Not any girl. Not any student. Not anyone. Do you understand what you did? Cole nodded rapidly. Yes, sir. We know now. We swear we do. We won't do it again. Just please don't hurt us. Steven moved past them, straight toward his daughter. He knelt before her. Soft, gentle, his hands cupping her cheeks. Elena, baby, are you hurt? Did they cut you? Are you bleeding? Tell me everything. Elena shook, tears still dripping. They grabbed me. They forced me into the chair. They cut my hair. Dad, I was so scared. They had bats. They were laughing. They were shouting. I thought they were going to hurt me. Steven wrapped his arms around her, held her tight, held her safe. You're safe now. I'm here. I won't let anyone touch you again. I promise you. Then he stood. The bullies backed up. He stepped forward. They stepped back. He stepped again. They hit the lockers. Trapped. His voice was low. Dangerously low. You hurt my daughter. You humiliated her. You made her cry. And you will pay for it. Cole swallowed hard. Mr. Seagal, please. Please don't kill us. We're just kids. Please. Please, sir. We're sorry. We're really sorry. Steven took one slow step, then another. His shadow swallowing their pathetic courage entirely. You're not children. You're monsters. And today, I will show you exactly what monsters fear. The hallway went silent, breathless, waiting. And then Steven said the words that sealed their fate. Follow me. We're going to the gym. All of you now. The boys stared, shaking, about to face judgment. They could not escape. And Steven Seagal was not going to be merciful. The 5 bullies stood frozen against the lockers, their bodies trembling as Steven Seagal's quiet words echoed through the hallway. A command disguised as calm, but carrying the weight of a storm. Follow me to the gym now. Elena watched from the chair, her hair scattered across the floor, her breathing still shaky, her hands trembling. She wiped her tears with the back of her sleeve, but the shock remained carved into her expression. Steven turned to her gently, his voice softer than a whisper. Elena, come with us. You're not staying here alone. She nodded slowly. He lifted her backpack from the floor, dusted it off, handed it to her, and placed his hand on her back, guiding her forward with warmth and protection. Behind them, the bullies hesitated, glued in fear to the hallway tiles. Steven turned his head slightly, just enough for his voice to cut through the silence. Same tone, same calm, same terrifying authority. I said move. They moved quickly, quietly, heads down, fear gripping their throats. Every student still lingering in the hallway stepped aside, eyes wide, whispers spreading like wildfire. That's Steven Seagal. He's here for his daughter. He looks angry. No, he looks deadly. The group walked down the long corridor. Elena close to her father. the boys trailing several steps behind like prisoners following a warden. They dared not disobey. When they reached the gym doors, Stephen pushed them open and the echo bounced across the high ceiling. The lights buzzing above the polished floor, the bleachers empty. The basketball hoops hanging silently, the entire room feeling colder, somehow darker like a courtroom where the air itself awaited judgment. Stephen stopped in the middle of the gym, turned, faced the boys, line up. They lined up. 5 in a row, hands shaking, legs, weak eyes locked on the floor. Elena stood a few feet behind her father, her fingers brushing her shortened hair, the missing locks weighing heavier on her heart than the strands still on the floor outside. Stephen looked at them, face calm, expression unreadable, presence massive. You surrounded my daughter. You forced her into a chair. You held her down. You cut her hair, and you threatened her with bats. Cole swallowed, his lips twitching, his voice barely a whisper. It was just a prank. We didn't mean to hurt her. It wasn't supposed to go that far. We're sorry, sir. We swear we're sorry. Stephen stepped forward. They stepped back involuntarily. A prank is slipping on a banana peel. Not putting scissors to a girl's head. Not surrounding her. Not pinning her down. Not making her cry for help you deliberately ignored. Don't insult me with the word prank. Trent's voice cracked. Mr. Seagal, we didn't know you were here. If we knew, we would have left her alone. We swear it. Stephen's eyes narrowed. And that is exactly why you deserve what comes next. The boys' eyes widened, their hearts pounding, their breath shaking. Stephen pointed at the ground before him. Cole, step forward. Cole froze. Sir, please. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. It was my idea, but I didn't mean for it to go that far. Don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me. Stephen's gaze did not shift. Step forward. Cole moved, his feet heavy, his heart louder than the gym lights, his palms sweaty. When he was only a step away, Stephen spoke in a low, quiet, steady tone. You are the leader of this group. They followed your lead. Your cruelty, your arrogance, your lack of restraint. Cole nodded quickly. Yes, sir. Yes, I know. I messed up. Please, just don't break anything. Please. Stephen raised one finger. One question. Did you touch her hair first? Did you cut the first lock? Cole's throat dried. He nodded slowly. Yes, sir. I did. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Stephen moved so fast Cole flinched, thinking he was about to be hit. But Stephen didn't strike. He lifted the scissors from Cole's hoodie pocket. The same scissors used on Elena. He held them up. This is what you used, right? Yes, sir. You cut her with this. You violated her with this. You humiliated her with this. Cole nodded, tears welling. Stephen, opened the scissors just enough. Then, with a flick of his wrist, snapped the metal clean in half. The sound rang through the gym like thunder. Cole staggered backward, eyes wide. You broke those with your fingers. What? How? Oh my God. Stephen dropped the pieces on the floor. They clinked. Cold. Final. That is what I could have done to you. Cole's knees buckled. He dropped to the floor, begging now openly. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please don't hurt me. Please, sir. Please. Stephen didn't look down at him. He turned his head slightly. Marco, step forward. Marco froze, hands trembling. Sir, please. I was just holding her down. I didn't cut anything. I only followed Cole. Please, sir, I didn't touch the scissors. It wasn't my idea. I was stupid. I'm sorry. Stephen stepped toward him. Marco stepped back until his back hit the bleachers. Did you grab her shoulders and force her down? Marco nodded, tears falling. Yes. Yes, sir. But I swear I never hit her. I swear I just held her down because Cole told me I had to. I'm sorry. Please don't break me. Please. Stephen placed one hand on the bleachers beside Marco's head, leaning close. Not threatening, but impossible to escape. A real man never follows cruelty. Never obeys someone hurting the helpless. You held her down. You made her helpless. You made her unable to stand, unable to escape. And now you will live with that. Marco sobbed, hands covering his face. I know. I know. Please, sir. I'm sorry. I'll never do it again. I'll never touch her again. I'll never touch anyone again. I swear on my life. Stephen nodded once. Good. Hold on to that fear. It will keep you from becoming your worst self again. Marco collapsed to his knees. Stephen turned to Jax. Your turn. Come forward. Jax shook his head violently. No. No, sir. Please. I don't want to. Please don't pick me. I only brought the chair. I swear that's all I did. I didn't touch her. I didn't hold her down. I didn't cut anything. I swear. Sir, please don't make me go over there. Stephen walked to him. Slow measured steps. You didn't stop them either. You didn't yell for help. You didn't say no. You didn't protect her. Jax cried. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't know what to do. They're my friends. I didn't want them mad at me. I was scared. Stephen leaned forward. Eyes cold but honest. If you fear your friends more than you fear hurting an innocent girl, then you are weak. And weakness in the presence of cruelty is just another brand of evil. Do you understand? Jax nodded quickly, frantic. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm weak. I'm pathetic. But I will change. I swear I will. I swear. Stephen stepped away. Next, he looked at Dylan and Trent, the two holding the bats. The two who terrified Elena with weapons. Both of you come forward. They walked together slow, shaking, trying not to collapse. Stephen pointed to their baseball bats on the gym floor. Pick them up. They obeyed, hands trembling, metal rattling. Stephen stared at them. You threatened my daughter with these, held them over her head, intimidated her, made her think you were going to break her bones. That is not teenage stupidity. That is violence. Trent swallowed, voice breaking. Sir, we weren't really going to hit her. We just wanted to scare her. We're sorry. We're really sorry. Please, Dylan nodded, tears in his eyes. Please, Mr. Seagal, please. We know we crossed the line. We know we messed up. We know we deserve whatever happens. Just, please don't hurt us, sir. Please. Stephen stepped forward, lifted one bat from Dylan's grip, held it in his hand. Do you know what this is? Marco whispered. A bat. A baseball bat. Stephen's voice grew colder. No, it is a weapon. And when a weapon is used to intimidate a girl, when a weapon is used against the helpless, it ceases to be a toy and becomes a threat. And threats must be broken. He snapped the bat in half like it was made of chalk. The sound echoed through the gym. Dylan's face went white. Trent dropped his bat on the floor. Stephen tossed the broken pieces aside. That is what you tried to use against her. But I will use nothing against. The gym doors swung open with a soft echo that rippled through the hallway. But what waited outside was not silence, not emptiness, not the chance for the bullies to quietly slither away. It was the entire front office staff, several teachers, 3 security guards, dozens of students, and at the center of it all the principal of Hawthorne Ridge High School, Principal Hartman. Tall, rigid, a man who rarely wore emotion on his face. But today his jaw was locked, his eyes stormed, his arms crossed in a stance that screamed fury. Beside him stood Ms. Carter, the counselor, Mr. Deru, the history teacher, Coach Sullivan, the athletic director, and behind them, a growing crowd. Students whispering in fear, surprise, confusion. What happened in the gym? Did Seagal beat them? I heard he snapped a bat with his hands. No way. He did. I saw it. He broke the scissors, too, right in front of them. When Seagal stepped out of the gym first, followed by his trembling daughter Elena, every pair of eyes turned silent. The hallway went still, not out of fear of Stephen, but out of respect, out of acknowledgement of his presence, out of knowing something massive had just occurred. Principal Hartman stepped forward. Mr. Seagal, we heard shouting. We heard crying. Students came running saying something terrible happened. And we found locks of hair all over the hallway. Do you know anything about this? Stephen didn't need to answer because behind him the gym doors creaked again and the 5 bullies stepped out. Cole, Dylan, Trent, Marco, Jax. All pale, all shaking, eyes red, faces streaked with tears. The hallway gasped collectively. Principal Hartman's eyes widened. What happened to all of you? And why is my student's hair all over my floor? Cole opened his mouth, but no sound came. Not even a squeak. Dylan tried, but his throat choked. It was Jax, the weakest of the group, the one who cracked first. His voice broke, crumbled, collapsing out of him like rubble. Principal Hartman, we held Elena down. We cut her hair. We pinned her to a chair. We used bats. We threatened her. We did all of it. Everything. We did it, sir. All of it. It was us. We did it. A collective horrified gasp spread through the hallway. Ms. Carter stepped forward. You what? Dylan swallowed, and the truth poured from him. It's true. We surrounded her. Cole cut her hair. Trent and I had bats. Marco held her shoulders down. Jax brought the chair. We did it. We hurt her. We terrified her. We didn't know her dad was here. We messed up. We messed up bad. Principal Hartman's expression cracked. Something between rage and deep disappointment. You boys follow me. Now, security, escort them to my office immediately. Cole sobbed openly now. Sir, please. We already apologized. We already learned our lesson. Please don't call our parents. Please don't expel us. Please. Hartman didn't even turn his head. Not another word. Move. Security stepped in, guiding them down the hall. People parted like water around them, staring, whispering, judging. Elena watched silently, still shaking, still clutching her backpack. Principal Hartman turned to her, his voice softer. Elena, come with me, dear. Are you hurt? Do you need the nurse? Do you need water? Please let us help you. Elena shook her head, her voice small. I just want to go home. Please, I want to leave. Please let my dad take me. Hartman nodded immediately. Of course. Go with your father. We will handle everything here. I promise you that. Stephen rested a hand on her shoulder. We're going home. You're safe now. No more today. No more fear. But before they took another step, one more wave hit the school. The parents arrived. Down the hallway. Like a storm of footsteps came Cole's mother, Marco's father, Trent's mother, Dylan's parents, Jax's older brother, who had sprinted out of work the moment he heard. Each one looking furious, confused, demanding answers. What happened to my child? Why is he crying? Why are they saying Steven Seagal was involved? What is going on in this school? Principal Hartman raised his hands. Everyone, calm down. All questions will be answered in my office. But one parent, Cole's mother, Marianne Fletcher, pushed through the crowd, straight towards Stephen, her fury shaking her voice. Did you hurt my son? Did you lay a hand on him? Because if you did, I will. Stephen turned his head toward her. Slow, calm, controlled. And Marianne went silent, not because she feared him, but because she saw the truth in his eyes. Pain, anger, but controlled, measured, truthful. Stephen spoke softly. No, I didn't lay a hand on your son. I didn't break him. I didn't strike him. But your son and his friends laid more than just hands on my daughter. Marianne blinked. What? What do you mean? My Cole wouldn't. Then she saw it. Elena's hair. The chopped strands scattered across the floor. Her uneven locks. The tears staining her face. Marianne's breath broke. Cole, what did you do? Her son, half dragged by security, half falling over himself, looked back, sobbing. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry. I messed up. I hurt her. I cut her hair. I'm sorry, Mom. Please. Marianne gasped, her hand clapping over her mouth, her eyes watering. Oh my God, my son. My stupid, stupid son. What have you done? Marco's father stepped forward, his voice trembling. Did he hurt the girl? Is she all right? Please tell me she's all right. I'm so sorry, Mr. Seagal. I'm so sorry for my boy. I raised him better. I swear I did. I don't know what happened to him. I'm so sorry. Trent's mother nodded, already crying. We didn't know. We had no idea they were doing things like this. We're so sorry. Oh God. How could they do this? How could they be so cruel to her? Dylan's dad stepped closer to Stephen, his voice quiet. Respectful, Mr. Seagal. I'm sorry. From one father to another. I'm sorry if someone did this to my daughter. I'd tear the world apart. You showed more restraint than I would have. Thank you for not hurting them, even though they deserved it. Stephen nodded once. Solemn, still holding Elena close. Your sons acted like monsters today, but monsters can change. If guided, if taught, if disciplined. Jax's older brother stepped up. I'll make sure he never does anything like this again. I swear he's not leaving my sight for months. Thank you for not breaking him. Thank you, sir. Principal Hartman clapped his hands sharply. All parents, please follow me. We need to discuss the consequences. This matter is severe. Expulsions are being considered. Police involvement is on the table. This will not be brushed aside. The parents followed him. Some crying, some furious, some ashamed. Stephen turned toward the exit, ready to take Elena home. But Elena tugged his sleeve gently. Dad, wait. I want to say something. Stephen paused, his eyes softening. Of course, baby. What is it? Elena stepped forward, facing the hallway, facing the students, the teachers, the parents. Her voice cracked at first, but grew stronger with every word. What they did to me wasn't just bullying. It was humiliation. It was violence. It was terror. I'm not ashamed of my hair. I'm not ashamed of crying. I'm not weak. I'm not broken. And if anyone else has ever gone through something like this, I want them to know you're not alone. You're not small. And you're not powerless. Not when you speak. Not when you stand. Not when someone stands with you. Like my dad. The hallway went silent. A deep silence. the kind that leaves a mark. Stephen put his hand on her shoulder. Proud. Moved. You're stronger than any of them. Elena. Stronger than they will ever be, and I will always stand with you. They walked toward the exit. Students parting, teachers stepping aside, parents watching with heavy hearts. When they stepped outside, the cool air brushed Elena's uneven hair. Stephen opened the car door for her, helped her in gently, closed it softly. Before he got in, he looked back at the school, at the windows, at the quiet, at the storm he had just ended. He whispered, "No one touches my daughter again." And then he drove her home to safety, to comfort, to healing. Behind him, Hawthorne Ridge High School changed forever. A school that would remember the day Steven Seagal walked its halls. A school that would never ignore a cry for help again. A school where 5 boys would face consequences sharper than scissors, harsher than shame, deeper than fear. A school where justice, real justice, had spoken, and in the center of it all, a daughter loved fiercely, protected always, stronger than she ever knew.